All right, so welcome back everyone to the Women Who Code Python Regis Study Group series. This is session 2. We are going to talk about Metacharacter today. So we have an amazing team. We have me, myself. My name is Karen, and my daytime job is a senior programmer in a research and development company in Hong Kong, based in Hong Kong. My weeknight job is a senior lead at the Women Who Code Python. And then we have like amazing volunteer, Nancy, who is studying masters in the US, in India University. She's been very helpful on prepping their questions and everything. So like it's glad to have her on the team. Oh, sorry. And then we have the amazing Katerina here, who's our speaker today. She's an engineer manager in Kojo. So I think I'm gonna introduce. So I'm gonna pass the mic to Katerina to introduce a bit herself first. Go ahead, Katerina.
Hi, I'm Katerina Hanson. I've been working in software for about like 10 years now. Started, work my way up through junior software, senior, and then to management. I've been managing now for probably about three companies. But I love regex. I use regex regularly in a lot of different, parts of my company for validation, we've used it in data science, in like models and things. So yeah, regex is a lot of fun, but I do find that every time I have to like do a regex project, I always have to like relearn regex. It's just a little faster every time. It definitely takes practice, but I wanted to go over just like the basics here and give everybody enough to be dangerous. Cool. So regular expressions. All right. I want to start off with a quick review of some of the points that we saw the last time. So here we go. The last time we covered literals, basically. So when you're working on developing yourself a regex pattern that you want to match with something else, one of the simplest things you can do is just provide literally what it is you are looking for. So if you were to provide a pattern that is cookie, then you match it against a string. If the string contains the word cookie, it's going to match. And if it does not contain the word cookie, it is not going to match. So you can kind of say it'll start scanning, and then it will, when it finishes the string, it'll say, yes, this one matched, this one doesn't. One of the things that you can do to be a little bit more precise than just there's the word cookie somewhere in the string is you can provide it with a start or an end mark. So the start mark is this caret. You're going to find it above the 6. And that will say it has to start with the word cookie. So cookie bars would match, but chocolate chip cookie would not match in this case. And then the other one is that it's got to finish. Your string must finish after the E in cookie. And then you're going to match the opposite. Cookie bars are not going to match because it continues, but chocolate chip cookie will match. And so you can be more precise about exactly where you want to find that word. And so we basically call those start and finish anchors. The caret and the $sign will start and finish like the entire string, but you can also use a /b as a word boundary. So anywhere in the string, you can say, okay, I want to bound this as a word. So in this case, If I did a /b just at the start, it would match the word foot. But if I did a word boundary at the start and finish of foo, then it has to match foo exactly, and it would not match foot. All right. So that's a quick review of what we went over last time. This time we're going to talk a little bit more about metacharacters. I don't know why this keeps on. I keep touching the wrong part of my mouse. So the first thing that I wanted to go over was special literals. So characters that they basically are literals, but they have special meanings, and you can work these in right next to your other literal searches. So you can search for strings with a tab, strings with a carriage return, or strings with a new line. And an example pattern is going to look something like this. You literally put /t and then snickerdoodle. It's going to match you a tab and then the word snickerdoodle. Carriage returns tend to be on like Windows machines. They're going to generate carriage returns a little bit more than new lines. So you might have to be careful to actually search for a carriage return specifically sometimes. But that's going to be a /r, and that'll match your Windows multi-line with the slash. Basically it turns into a /r/n. And then new line is /n. We'll match that. If you ever need to match a Unicode character, you can use the /u syntax straight in your pattern. And this one I looked up, it's actually this little heart, and a /u 2764 code is going to match that. And then these ones are very useful. /d is going to match a digit, so anything from 0 through 9. A /s is going to match a white space character, so spaces will definitely be included in that, but it's basically any white space. It should match a tab, it should match a new line, it should match a carriage return. And then /w matches what they call a word character, which includes lowercase a through z, uppercase a through z, 0 through 9, and an underscore, which is a little counterintuitive, but it can also be very useful when you're like trying to narrow it down into something more specific. So if I'm looking to match the pattern user with a digit afterward, user _3, this pattern is going to match. I can put, 2 space chips. Okay, that's going to match. And then /w will match T_9, basically any order. And yeah, those are useful for pattern matching. Negating. So the negation here, it's a little bit overloaded because it could be the beginning of it could be an anchor, but it can also mean negating the following character, and it kind of works in context. So in this example, we're going to negate the B and then follow it with a literal AD match. You're going to match sad, mad, dad, but you're not going to match bad. In this one, your question mark is going to make whatever the previous character was optional. This one's very useful if, for example, you know that the word anesthesia might be spelled 2 different ways and you really want to match the word anesthesia regardless of how it's spelled. It may include an A, so you can put your question mark in there and it will match in either case. All right, and then wildcards. Wildcards are super fun. If you put a dot, then it is going to match basically any character, not a new line, although you can sometimes run your matches in a single line mode, which would match a new line, but it's basically going to match whatever characters, anything random, but only one of them. So in this example, we have gr.y. It'll match GREY, it'll match GRAY, it'll match GR8Y, dashes and open braces, but it's not going to match GROOVY because that's too many characters. It would actually match GRO, and then it'd hit the second O and be like, no, that's supposed to be a Y. So it won't match. These are very useful when you're trying to like set up and learn and like develop a pattern, but it's usually too open-ended to be useful for like a final pattern. If you go ahead and put brackets and then well, braces, hard brackets, this will match a single character in this set. In this case, you're going, whatever you put in here, it's going to match a single character. So it would be GRA or EY. And so this would match gray or gray. And then this will match either whatever is before or whatever is after. If it's only one character before or after, then like GRAEY, you'll get basically the same results out of either of these. This one is useful because you can expand it. You could have like a little set of characters on either side rather than just a single character like this one. But yeah, this whole bracket is going to take the place of a single character. Alrighty. And then this is repetition. So in this case, your asterisk, your star here, is going to match any number of the previous character. So we've got CO star KIE. We're going to match a C with 2 O's, a C with many O's, or a C with no O's, KIE. If we don't like that, we're like, oh no, that's not good. I need at least 1 O. Well, then you want a plus sign. So this is going to be 1 or more. And then that would cancel out that last CKIE. We need at least 1 O. If you want to be precise about how many of something you need, then you're going to use the curly braces, and you can put a number in there and it will match n times exactly. So BAL with a 2 means we're looking for 2 L's, and then an O with another 2, we're looking for 2 O's. We'll match balloon. But we won't match balloon with like 3 L's or only 1 O. It's got to be 2 exactly. We can say N to M. So we could use it as like 3 to 7 digits. And this is very useful for pattern matching things with numbers. So 3 to 7 would match 7, 8, 6. It'd match 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, but it won't match this. There's too many digits. And we can also do like n to something, n to infinite. It's basically, if you put a 1 comma here, you would basically have the same as the plus sign, 1 or more. But in this case, you would say 3 or more, or 10 or more. And so you could put a lower bound. Alrighty. So let's go over a little exercise of how to build a regex pattern. Let's say our product manager came to us and said, we want to make sure that the user is entering in a valid phone number. Okay, we're going to use regex and we're going to build a pattern that's going to match us phone numbers. So they start with, let's just make sure they have the right number of digits. We're going to ask them all to just enter it in like so. So we've got, back, sorry. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 digits here in this string. We want to make sure that they always enter in at least 10 digits. We've got a beginning. We've got an end anchor. So it can't be bigger than this. We're not matching substrings in this case. We have digits and we need 10 of them, exactly 10. It's very precise. And then they come back and they say, well, no, a lot of people like to use dashes. So let's do dashes. This one's going to look more like, we're going to split it out. So we want 3, 3, and 4. And those are our decimals. And this is actually going to match that as well, because 6 plus 4 would match 10. So we've got group of 3, group of 3, group of 4. Oh man, sorry. But we also need the dashes. And in this case, we're going to make a literal dash optional. So we've got dash, a literal dash, and then the optional. So that should match this, and it should match that. And then if they come back and they say, okay, well, some people like to add periods instead of hard dashes. Well, we need to escape the period too, because a period usually means any character, but we want to limit it to just dashes or periods, not both at the same time. So then we're going to use our hard braces. We're going to make that optional, but we're going to have the option to add a hard dash or a period. And we've kind of expanded our regex. And then what if we want to add a plus out front with a space, but also optional? Well, now we can do a parentheses to do a bit of a grouping here. And then we've got one or more digits, and then a space followed by a space, and that's going to be optional. And a hard, this one is a hard plus. So we're going to require that they put a plus if they're going to give us the country code. So hard country code, digits, one or more digits, and then a space. And that is all going to be optional at the front. So we expanded it. And this is a pretty decent size little regex here with the requirements that they asked for. And we should be able to match each of these. And then if we wanted to see what it looks like in Python, we use the regex library that's part of core. We can start with a potential phone number here. And then we're going to create the pattern. We basically mark our pattern with an R, and then it's in a string. And we're just going to copy that straight on in. And then we have to compile the pattern using ReCompile. But then once we've compiled that pattern, we can use this compiled pattern again and again. And so we do re.match the compiled pattern against our potential phone number. And if match, we're going to get back a match object. And that match is going to tell you what it matched. And if it doesn't have a match, if somebody gives you something that is not going to match this pattern, this is just going to be false. So that's the rundown. That is the quick overview of Metacharacters. Did anybody have questions that they would like to ask?
Yes. So yes, it's amazing.
Yes,
Thank you, Katerina. So Sherry asked a really good question. She's very eager to learn. I was like, I would just let you go through everything first, and then we can shoot out the questions. So the question is if you go the anchor. Sorry, the upper arrow, I think it's called caret. If I I don't think
Carrot, this guy, yes. I don't know what it's called.
So this guy, it shows up on negating. It also shows up on anchor. So how do you define like what where to use what in what circumstances? They have like, because it's a double role.
It does have a double role. And I think if it shows up as the first thing in the pattern, then it is going to act as anchor. And if it shows up later, then it's going to be a negating. So if you needed to negate the first character and you needed to make sure it was the first thing in the string, then I think you would have to put maybe 2. And I'm guessing on that. So you have to kind of look at that one.
What I've done before is like how usually I differentiate it is so there's something called grouping and a set. So Katerina was showing how you can use the square bracket to kind of like you do like an and or. So if you put it, let's say if you don't mind going back to the wild card. The wild card is, so if you want to do the grade like GAE or EY to catch the both like spelling of grade, like
this guy.
Yep, this guy. So if you put AE, that means that you're catching a character A or character E. But if you put that upper arrow sign be at the beginning of after the open bracket, it means like you're negating the stuff. So there are many ways to do it. So if you that's how I've dealt with it before. Like I mentioned the last session, there's so many different form of regis engines, like different form of stuff. So you might, if you were in a JavaScript person, you might experience different way. But like, yeah, if you need to share your opinion and stuff. But like, this is a tricky one. Good question. You're spoiling the fun. No, I'm kidding. Good question though, Sherry. It is it's great catch on the stuff. So okay, so Sherry has a follow-up question. Can you go back to
so that would be there, but if I do like that, then I should be able to get like,
is it? Does it work with square bracket?
I know there's a way to negate it. Because like that. Character not in. Oh, one of those ones. Okay. Match a character not present. There we go. Yeah, so that's technically how it would look. The negating is negate the bad in the square brackets with the AD. And then we match mad, but we should not match bad. Glad. Only the LAD part, not the G. Yeah, there we go. Your start of it and your end of it as well. Yeah, I love like the regex 101 string tester because you can test out all of your patterns and against test strings, and it gives a good like description on what's happening.
Same for me as well.
Yeah. So basically, you know, you can enter your regular expression, the regular expression you're trying to generate here. You can change your delimiters. You can set what style of regex you're using, and you can put test strings in and test against it, and it'll tell you what, what's going on. It'll give you like a bit of a description on a breakdown of your regex. So for example, this one's PC RE3 by default, but we can switch it to Python. And it'll give you your R. All right, so here's a little example that I wrote with the Python regex. So here's a script with the potential phone number and the pattern and the compiled pattern and match. And so match, Python actually returns a match object, and it has a number of options on it. So the documentation definitely has a little bit more there, but I can also print out just a dir on it, so you can see what it's got, the match object. So we're going to see here when I run it, we matched this first one against the pattern. And then these are the methods on it. It's going to have the position of the match, the start, the string, end and position, group dicts. Those are useful for some more complicated matches. And then you can see the second try here. I added, there's 4 digits in the intermediate section here. That's wrong. And it just came back false, so no match. But you can imagine going through a list of potential phone numbers, and you can reuse the compiled pattern again and again to check a whole bunch of them all at once. And you can use other people's regexes as you might see fit, if it matches, the features that you're looking for. Sharing, yes. Okay, I'm sharing.
What we prepare, we have prepared some exercise, little mini questions, so that to go through. So yeah, feel free to answer the questions. And now is the time, if you're paying attention to our to what Katerina's like you are paying attention and during the slides. So I bet everyone can see my screen. Oh wow, Julia. Okay. Keep it going, guys.
Yeah.
Go, kudos for Larry. Yes, of course. No, you guys got it right on. Yes, correct. It's the correct answer is B. Wow, you guys are right on. This question is too easy for you guys. Okay, next question.
It was B.
Hey, you guys got it right on. So yes, so the pattern /W, it is the metric word character. Just a little mindful here. So what is a word and a word? The difference between a word and a word character is a word is a TAE, let's say T, or waffles or dolphins, like Larry is saying, but then the word character is a D, so it's a single alphabet. So just keep in mind. So if you type that's the main difference between like Y answer is the answer is B instead of A. Okay, next question. This is the tricky one. Oh, you guys are so good. Yes, yes. The R and N. I thought it was really a tricky one. The answer it is C. So a carriage return and a new line. They can actually be used together. I use them to get together a lot, but like it could be tricky. It could be confusing, but like you guys have no problem with that, which is good. Wow, you guys are awesome. Okay, next question. Yes, you guys are right. You guys have got it right. It is the answer. It is E. So one of our audience explained it before, like asked the question before. It could be the tricky one. So it is like like this meta character could represent a small at the like at the beginning of the line, like or it's like excluding everything. So it is the answer. It is E. All right, next question. Yes, Han, it is explained before. The Sherry was asking the question. So basically, so the upper arrow is actually has two rows in the meta character set. So one is so you can go back to the so it's where Katerina is sharing the on the regEx website how to find the how to use it as like a negating way, or how to use it as a beginning of the line way. So feel free to read the recordings and then like ask us questions. Wow, you guys are really good at this. Okay, next one. You guys are also, wow, you guys are experts here. How you guys use regEx before? Yes. So yes, it is like it's just like a match any characters that accept the new line. It's not a repeat one. So yeah. Okay. We have two more coming after this one. Okay, little spoiler alert. Although I am a trickster, so it could be I think this one is a multiple answer, multiple choices.
There's the secret E option.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is the ANC. It is the ANC. You guys amazing. You guys are really amazing. Okay, second last one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So in this case,
I remember. Yeah, it's interesting though. The answer is actually B. Sorry for training you guys so much. So you have so yeah, it's like the fun thing is so I think about the above, like A, B, and C, the choices, like it's not really a correct, like it's not really the most optimized way to do the multiple, like, you know, like to look for something multiple times. So just pay a little, like, just like be careful on that. Okay, last question. It is a tricky question. All right, this is actually very tricky, and it's something a little to in my personal experience is a little bit more advanced to control it. So there are multiple ways to catch cookie multiple times. Maybe I took the question like not in a good way, but then like it is like the characters like the star and the plus, they could be a little bit tricky to use, like in my opinion, but like we can definitely go through it like after, like we can go through a little bit deeper afterwards, like in the upcoming sessions. So yeah, but like you just want to get you guys like the purpose of the session is just want to get you guys hang of it, and you guys just killing this. Oh man, I make it too easy. Yeah, but like so I think like I said before, the purpose, like the way to get regis done is to practice a little, practice more and more. So in the upcoming session, we'll definitely have like difficult, more challenging exercise for you guys. Too easy. So so to just practice together, figure out stuff together, I think that's the way to learn.
Yeah. So can we give a round of applause and like thank yous for Katerina and Karen for their amazing presentation on regex. You know, appreciate so much, especially Karen's early morning for you now, and Katerina, it's like pretty late at night, but somehow we made this work. And then yeah, and I think the next session is in 2 weeks, but it'll be on a Thursday PST EST. So Karen, that'll be Friday morning for you. Round of applause. Thank you, Katerina and Karen. And everyone, we'll see you at our next Women Who Code Python event. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.